they enter into the game of dice, and through the entire game, Dharmaraja never gets an opportunity to lay his hands on those dice. Vaatni Telugulo they call the dice as pachikalu in Telugu. Okay, he never gets an opportunity to even touch them, because every time Shakuni wishes for a number, for a particular number, and throws the dice, it would give that number. And he kept on winning, and the Dharmaraja kept on losing. So Dharmaraja first puts his entire cattle and a lot of jewelry, lot of gold into the game. He loses it, and then he keeps on exponentially increasing it, because he just wants to get done with it and go away from it. He's really not interested into it. If he was interested into it, he would have calculated, should I put this, should I not put this? He did not do any of the calculations. He just went on bidding into the game, and he kept losing it. First thing he lost is so much of jewelry. Then he loses all of their weapons. Then he loses all of their chariots. Then he loses so much of gold in terms of serving bowls, their jewelry, and so many servants. They have so many servants, right? All those servants. He loses horses, he loses elephants, he loses his entire palaces, including everything that he owns. He kept on losing, and he kept on putting more into the game. That is where again Nannaya comes and calls it as addiction, but that is not addiction. He's like, he doesn't want to say no. There's no, and money did not mean anything to him. Money did not mean anything. He always wanted people to be safe, secure, and no war, prosperous. Prosperity of the people is what he wanted. If he said no, it could have led to a war then and there, and he wanted to avoid it. So there comes a point in time where he lost everything. He doesn't own anything. Person who was emperor 25 minutes back, right now is nothing. He doesn't own anything in the world that can be named as this belongs to Dharmaraja. There is nothing in the world that existed at that moment which was anything, again, I'm talking about thing, that existed that had the tag of Dharmaraja is the owner for this. Everything he lost. Within 20 minutes, a person who was supreme in the world that existed at that point of time is reduced to this state. Yes. Yeah, everything. Mayasabha included. Mayasabha included, he lost. Then, yes, Atharva.
Then what did he wear? Did he just wear like a towel?
He had clothes. Yeah, he takes off his crown also. He was having crown. He was having jewelry. When he bid for crown and jewelry, they also take off all their ornaments that they were wearing. They're just wearing clothes. That's it.
But they kept their basic clothes, like shirts.
Oh yeah. At this moment, yes. Mute. Okay. Now, so he lost everything. At that point of time, Shakuni says, you lost everything? No, you did not. You still have brothers, 4 of your brothers, who are capable of winning every nook and corner of the world. Bid them, he says. Dharmaraja goes on to bid. First person he bids is Nakula. Why? No. That is because these are Dharmaraja, Bhima and Arjuna are the sons of Kunti. Nakula and Sahadeva are sons of Madri. He who is son of Kunti is already in the game of dice. So he goes on to the eldest son of Madri and he bids Nakula there. So whenever there is a problem, it is almost always the elder person in the family who takes on the problem. You wouldn't put your younger one in the family, throw them under the bus, right? So you always try to protect the younger ones. That is exactly what this guy did. He, who is the eldest among all the 3 brothers of Kunti, 3 sons of Kunti, is already in the game. So he took the elder one from Madri and then he... So why I am stressing upon this is, that is how much dharma follower this guy is, Yudhishthira is. even under the circumstances, under stressful circumstances where he lost literally everything, he did not leave dharma. It's very unfair to show Dharmaraja as a evil person or as an addict. I wouldn't agree. After I have this entire week, I have read through multiple versions of Mahabharata, and I have listened to a lot of people speak. From everything, I can only say that this guy is the only person who followed dharma. Everybody else looked at their conveniences and did things, but he is the only one. Under whatever the situation can be, he wouldn't leave dharma. So this is what he does. Then Nakula, he bids Nakula. Then he goes to Sahadeva. No, then he goes in the order of elder ones. Then Bhima, Arjuna, and Sahadeva. He goes in that order. So he loses all four of his brothers, who were, yes, yeah.
So what happens to is Bhima not Sahadeva and Arjuna now Duryodhana's brothers now?
No, they are not Duryodhana's brothers. They are servants of Duryodhana.
Oh.
Yep. So losing people means they are the servants of the person who won. All the four brothers are servants of Duryodhana now. And in turn, they are servants of Shakuni. Then Shakuni instigates Dharmaraja to bid himself. So he bids himself and he loses himself. At this point of time, everybody thought this atrocity has come to an end. They lost everything. They are capable of winning everything back like this. They're not worried. They're not worried about riches. They're not worried about money. They're not worried about things that are today yours and tomorrow it's not yours. Those kind of things. They're not. Their maturity levels, their IQ or EQ, whatever you call it, are so high that they know these are temporary things in the world. Only thing that is permanent is your dharma, your satya. They were not worried. Even the entire sabha, where Bhishma, Vidura, all of those people are not really, they didn't even speak of the entire episode, right? They let the things happen. It's fine. Now comes a moment where Shakuni asks Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja is like, okay, the game is over. Then Shakuni says, no, game is not over. If it is about next upcoming event, don't talk about it. I'll tell you. Okay. You own something which is much more precious and valuable than everything that you have lost so far. Much more valuable than your own brothers and your own self. Bid your wife, Draupadi. He says that. Dharmaraja doesn't speak up. The most important thing for all of us to remember here is Dharmaraja did not speak up. Shakuni goes on to put the dice. Blink of an eye, he also loses Draupadi. At this moment, their joy knows no ends. All the four people, they are extremely happy. Now everybody, including Dharmaraja, including Draupadi, have become the servants of Kauravas, servants of Duryodhana. Can you give her that?
Which four people?
Dushta Chatushrayam. You tell me who those four are.
Dushasana, Duryodhana, and Shakuni. Yeah.
All four of them are very happy. So then they go on to say things like, oh, look at you guys. You are so sorry. You're so poor. You have your heads hung down, like you're not even able to raise your heads. Look at your poor status. All five of you have become the servants of our brother Duryodhana. And your wife, oh, let's talk about her now. She has become the servant of our entire Kaurava dynasty. Now, I want your wife to come to this palace, take my instructions, and go back and clean all of our palaces. Because she's a servant, she needs to take instructions from us, and she needs to do this. They call